Wanna make it last, try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack, restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose, what do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
We are live. Hold on a second. I don't hear something. That should be working. Hold on. Let's see. Auto? Hi, Mad Doc 1009. Welcome. It is a pleasure to have you here today. I do not know why this is not working today. We should be having our wonderful background music playing as well. But for some reason, it doesn't want to do it. Should be this one. Close. Yes, welcome. Alright, we'll just get on with it without the audio. If it's playing in there, I don't know. I'm not hearing it. I wasn't hearing it earlier, so I don't have to look in and see what's going on with that. But we're going to be going on with Mad Duck's joining us today. I want to thank Mad Duck for subscribing, being one of our subscribers today on YouTube. We got them in today, and this is, in fact, they're going to be their request. But before I get started with it, I wanted to address something that a lot of people ask regularly. Hey, what's the schedule? What are you doing? When are you doing what? When, where, how, where? All that. So, this is our most recent schedule. It is put together for our summer release this summer, so it gives you an idea of what's coming through. We're doing, a lot of these are going through on DeviantArt, but there'll also be, some of them will be more public. Than that, also, if you are a subscriber to our Patreon page, which is www.patreon.com/demonblade, we have our wonderful Patreon page where Patreon's subscribers get to put in for comics, put in for artwork that they request or whatnot. It's a variety of different people for different things. We have our list set up of what's going to be released over the next few weeks. For Patreon, our Patreon release here in the summer, we're starting the list out with next week. We have one more comic from this current schedule to do. We have changed what tonight's stream is because it was a repeat of something I've done before, and I didn't really want to be repeating artwork I've done before in single sense. So we're gonna try and do something different today. So we're gonna be drawing an OC of Mad Duck. And I do have a few questions with Mad Duck. Mad Duck's still with us. As we get it started, we'll go over it, but that is what we're doing today. So the OC masking with Kyanna from HuniePop. If you did not know, HuniePop is not allowed on Twitch. The game is not allowed on Twitch. We are going to be drawing a character from that game. Well, we normally wouldn't be allowed to do that character outside of us just drawing them. Okay? If, Twitch wants to get it, Betsy, alright, we'll go over that. But yeah, and then we have a cards request that was put in from a commenter. I apologize. If you're watching this now or later, please leave a comment below who you were, because I know you wanted an original character of yourself as one of the members of Cars. I'd be happy to add it to you at a later point. No problem. But we're still gonna do the Cars request no matter what. We'll figure something out. Then we have another unicycle request. I'm not too familiar. I think the IG was an original creation, but I could be wrong. We'll go over that when we get to that one. Sort of a cosplay, not request from Damien Angry Birds, who we've done before again. Then we're gonna have a week off, sort of, from Patreon releases that are going to be birthday. It's gonna be, and we're gonna still do a stream, but we're gonna have a birthday draw. My birthday's actually mid of that week, so it's kind of weird. HuniePop request didn't come from me. That's astounding. Yes, a HuniePop request that didn't come from you. And what's more importantly, this is the only way it's gonna get on Twitch. This is the only way it's gonna get on Twitch, is if we draw it. We would not be able to play the game, as you pointed out to me, Justin. That is absolutely hilarious. And then we also have a request for some Has-Been Hotel. I'm asking much later in the end of July. But we have lots of openings, so if people want something drawn on our weekly Saturday drawing, please put in the requests. Now, for people who are wondering what the stream schedule is, these are all Eastern Standard Time for us. So Dining and Doodles here is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fallout New Vegas is Sunday. That's going to be going for quite a while because we literally just started that stream. People are loving it. I'm glad people are enjoying it. We're getting a good response all over for that series. We're going to keep playing it. Story time. We have our first, or one of our latest original stories that's supplied by a user, just like Dining and Doodles. It is by request. If you have a story you want read, if you have your comic you want us to read live on our streams on Thursdays, let me know. We'll pitch your work, put it through. Otherwise, we'll do original work, or we'll do classic work, or something. I know later in the month we're going to do, I think, because we had a little bit of a request, we'll probably do the original Snow Queen. Then on Fridays, for at least a little while, because we're almost to the end, Persona 5 Royale. But we currently have a voting going right now on our DeviantArt page, which is DeviantArt/EmbryArts. If you go there, we have a thing. I think it's tied right now 3 ways with Oblivion, GTA 5, and Breath of the Wild. Oh, no, not Breath of the Wild. GTA 5 and One Piece World Seeker. Now, of those games, I have only played one of them thoroughly through, but I have not beaten a single one. And it's not the One Piece game, and it's not GTA. It was Oblivion. But we will play through. I have not beaten Oblivion. So, it's definitely interesting. It's been years. And lastly, I'm going to do a little shout out because people don't know we do this. Anime Anti-Climax, which is a team up with Movies Galore. We do a review each month, at the end of the month, of an anime series that we will watch all the way through. This month, we are doing Magical Madoka, or Madoka Magica. So if you want to join us on that series, I will not be hosting it on my stream because it's not my stream to host. But I am a regular on there as a panelist. So in fact, usually I'm the harshest critic through that series. I guess I'm the Simon of the Cowell of that series. We will also be releasing new issues of Mobster X Maid Girl, our original isekai series. We'll be starting to do that. I've been held up a little bit with doing some of the writing, but I have some free time. Hopefully, I'm going to get some work done this week, art-wise, as well as some writing done. But yeah, this is our setup for today. As I said, Mad Duck's got the original character. Mad Duck, if you're still here, the only question I had is how are the bangs on your original character? Because it looks like just a flat line. Is it sort of like a flat sort of angle? Do they have bangs? Do they have them all pulled back? And that's going to be something we'll address as we come here to it. But we are going to draw the character. And I'm going to do it a beach scene because the theme is being too hot for Twitch. Let's have some hot beach time. So we'll do that. But yeah, I do find it ironic that we're doing some HuniePop drawing. Like I said, it's the only way we'd be able to get HuniePop on this stream. I've done a lot of drawings, especially for Justin, over at Cooking Dojo. They don't have bangs. Okay, so it's all pulled back. Okay, not a problem. Alright, I got you. That was my one major question with the character, so I know how to draw their head. But yeah, I mean, we get to... I haven't played the game. I have it, I have not played the game. I wanted to do it on stream, but Twitch won't let me. So, we're not going to be doing it on Twitch. I might do it eventually as a YouTube only or Facebook only. But I'll have to see if Facebook or if YouTube will let me. Facebook's probably the lighter of them all with what is allowed, in a sense. But, yeah, I mean, the fact that Twitch would not allow us to play that game, kind of sad, a little bit. But yeah, we're going to, try and do something a little bit interesting with the character, as we go. But yeah, out of them, all the ones I've drawn, which character, just seeing the character, because I've not played the games, so I don't know the personalities that great. Seeing the character, which one I prefer, it'd probably be Kyanna. It probably would. I mean, she is from what I know, she is the Hispanic, girl of the game. She is comes from Mexico. I'm guessing, maybe a little bit of stereotype in the game. I'm not too sure. But she's probably the more unique character. I don't know. I mean, it'd be hard to say which ones I'd go for. I mean, like I said, I've not played them all, or I've not played them, so I don't know. Justin's had me do a few of them in the past, where they were for requests, through commissions. So, that's about all I know about Kyanna, other than what I saw while I was researching it. The image here and before. So. Dickum. Little too much. Little too much there. We're gonna, let's see. A little too much there. What is the name of your character, Mad Duck? She also works out. Yes. Okay, so she's also the fitness one. Hey, I mean, I enjoy people who take care of themselves. That saying, I am a fat slob. Trying to work on that, but, it's hard. But that's the dream, I guess. I always have somebody more attractive than you I can say, I'm not into females, but hey, I can say someone looks beautiful, personally. Of course, we spent most of last night making gay jokes at Akechi from, Maddox. Alright, Maddox. Alright. There's some stereotypes of each character in the game. Kyanna's a bit of a tomboy. Girl next door, which is why I think she's a little bit more attractive than most. It's always that tomboy, always that girl next door that always kind of has a cute attraction slash sexiness about them. That always sort of draws people in. You always kind of want that girl next door look. Which is hard to get. Do I have a girl next door in Demon Blade? I mean, Sarah? Yes, but she's... I don't... I mean, I'm gonna take heat saying this in you know, Pride Month, but I don't do much with Sarah, even though she's gay. She is a lesbian character. We've had her outed. But I just don't do much with her. I might do more with her when we get to that point in the Homecoming game. But yeah. Or I mean, Homecoming story. But when we get to that point, yeah, we might have her have a date. I have a feeling I know who the date would be. But also the concept was they didn't have a date or have somebody that she goes and dances with or something. I don't know. It's still stuff to write, you know, for story arcs. I try to not do too much writing of a script these days ahead of time, because a lot of Demon Blade, while it's written ahead of time, and I mean years ahead of time, I try not to determine too much solidly its script. So, I mean, hell, the next page of Demon Blade, I haven't even gotten started on it. I've been too busy goofing off this week. I hate to say it, but I have been goofing off. I've been trying to get jobs, but I've also been playing a lot of Fallout 4, because I've been trying to beat it off stream. But I've also had to do, you know, today I had to spend some time in Persona 5 to do some leveling for our stream. I had to spend, you know, I'll probably spend some more time in Fallout 4. But in the past, we've also had to do some time in New Vegas, just to get some of the stuff set up. And I still have some bits of our New Vegas stream that I need to go through and find where some of the glitchier mods are, because that's what's holding us back a little bit. But I haven't had time to really go through it, partially because I've been dealing with Fallout 4 on my own, and trying to find work, and dealing with other stuff around the home. But I haven't even done laundry this week. And that sounds like an issue, but I actually have a lot of clothes. I need to get rid of stuff. I just bought clothes when I got my last temp job. And I haven't been able to really wear them that much, honestly. But I'm also trying to lose weight, and doing that and buying clothes is kind of like buying something that you feel like you're not going to need down a few weeks from then. But hey, I mean, that's, I guess, sort of what you do these days. Yes, and for me, let's see, I'm trying to think of some of the other characters in the game here. Let's see here. I'm going to pull them up here on my end. Let's see if I can find any that look good. Alright, that's just Kyanna. Alright, I just want to look. Alright, that's all Kyanna. HuniePop. Let's see. HuniePop girls. Okay. So, I'm gonna use the HuniePop wiki. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. The main girls. So we got Aiko, Audrey, Belly, Jessie, Kyanna, Lola, Nikki, Tiffany. And then you have Celeste, Kyu, Momo, and Venus as unlockables. Then you have you have Abia, Polly, and Ashley. Just looking at these, and I also you have the Cam Studio, which looks ugly to me. It's that sort of mobster girl or brats girl look, and it just looks bad, in my opinion. Looking at this, but yeah, I mean, it'd be Kyanna or Nikki would be somebody. I mean, maybe Audrey a little bit. For me, it's the rest, you know, they look fine. But, you know, personally, just off of looks, and I hate to say it, just off of looks, those would be my choices. So, yeah, I mean, if you're watching here and whatnot, what's your favorite? I'm guessing, Mad Duck, your favorite is Kyanna. I'm guessing. But most people would request something that they personally like, so I kind of figure that's what you did. Do the fingers. Question. Let's see here. And I'm trying to think of some of the other. I mean, I'd love to do some story. Mine is Celeste. Celeste. All right. I don't. Did I see her on there? Celeste. Okay, so that's the. She kind of looks blue. Is she? Is she a ghost girl? Okay, she's an alien. Okay, I got you. She's an alien. All right. I mean, that's cool. Yeah, I have multiple. Kyanna, Jessie, Lola, Ivy, and Celeste. I mean, it's a romance game. I mean, it's a love game. I'd love to play these kind of games on stream, but there are limits on what we can do. But yeah, I mean, I would do more story time based streams. I might even add one if I can find a lot of them that Twitch will allow. That YouTube won't give me harassment about. We might add them to the list because we do have days of the week that I don't do any content. And I used to do Wednesdays, but I took those off for a while. I might bring them back. Don't know yet, though. Don't know. I do need, I guess, content days. So, I mean, I am trying to keep Demon Blade coming out regularly with quite a lot of pages, but this week only came out with one, and it looks like next week's probably going to be one, if that, unless something comes up out of my creativity, because I'm just kind of blanking right now on the page, which is what's holding me back a bit. Let's see here. So yeah, I mean, also if you're watching, if you have a game that I mentioned or a game that we haven't mentioned that you want to see added to our gaming stream, let me know. I'm trying to stay away from party games because we don't have really many people, but I do want to play the new Turtles game that's coming out. Just sent you an email for the next Baking Samurai Go. Okay, cool. So we'll have that straight for next week. For our for our, what is it? God damn it. Brain slipping. For our, why is my brain blanking out now? Patreon. Why is my brain blanking out on Patreon? For our Patreon post next week. So yeah, that's good. We'll have another Bacon Girl. For those who don't know, I've been doing these character designs for Justin for these girls that are basically based off of food. Each girl, it's kind of like HuniePop a little bit. Each girl kind of has their own personality, but it's based off of food. And they're samurais. So we have them, with tools and weapons. I think the most popular one is probably the Blackberry. Maybe the Goth Girl. I think most of them have loved the Goth. Most people have loved the Goth one. I guess, or maybe I'd have to see which one's probably the most popular so far. But we've done like 12 of them by now, I think. I might even pull them up if we have some time tonight, and we'll go through the list of them on stream, so stream can see it, and they can probably vote on which bakery girl they love. Let's try and do the characters, OC characters, eyes and face. Still gonna do that Spice Girls thing I told you about with baking Spice Girls low. Okay, cool. Do it. I think we talked about the Spice Girls before, and we were like, what the hell? From what I've seen, people like the blueberry the best. Okay, the blueberry. I'll check the album. There's some that's like, okay, yeah, she looks okay, and then some of them I'm like, well, this is a really, really unique design. I like this. Blueberry, was she the one with the purple streaks? I think she was the one with the purple streaks in her hair. I think that is the most popular one. I could be wrong. I thought it was Blackberry. It's a toss up between the two of them. The goth and the punk looking girl. That we did. Actually, the hair part would be probably around here. Blackberry is pretty close in length. Yeah, I kind of figure as much. So I mean, yeah, we'll bring them up. We'll bring them up if we have some time before we end the stream. We'll even do it. I'll commit to it. We'll do it before the end of the stream. We'll bring them up so a lot of people can see the different ones that we've done on that. Because it's fitting for the HuniePop that we do the bakery girls that we've done. Yeah, basically the Twilight Sparkle. Yeah, the Twilight Sparkle looking one is blueberry. With the purple and hair streaks or whatnot. We'll definitely throw that in on the end of the video, so that's something to look forward to towards the end. Because we're not going to be doing any Demon Blade work, since I haven't gotten anything set yet. I know what the script states, but that I'm not going to reveal the script on the stream because I want to keep the story close, hidden away. Let me see what people think of them. Yeah, absolutely. We'll go over them a little bit later. It's not a problem. Let's see here. She's got sandals. Let's see if we can do this pretty easily here. Da, 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 da. I've been watching a lot of odd YouTube videos as of late, and this week I don't know why, but YouTube has directed me to two different odd sort of in-depth channels to go down that I did not know I would be interested in watching. Because YouTube always throws you down a rabbit hole now and then. Especially if you watch stuff that people are like, oh, well, we're not going to let you watch that, or something like that on YouTube. Rabbit holes I was taken down was fishing videos, which I think was brought up because I like Discovery. I have Discovery Plus, and it was probably going, oh, well, you'll probably like some of these Discovery shows, and they had the fish, what is it, the monster fish series, with a guy who catches, like, these huge fish, or goes and confronts stuff like piranha and whatnot. And that brought me into sort of like survival shows and whatnot. An idea for a future story for a comic universe I wanted to share with you. Okay. Share away. Unless you don't want to share it on the stream. That's perfectly logical too. I've also got to do some artwork this week, because I have held off, and I admit, it's my fault. I have not a commission, but an actual job art piece, that I need to be working on, that I can't really talk about because it is a client. But I have one, so I need to be working on that this week as well. Got a lot I need to work on. River Monsters, yes, River Monsters was the show I was talking about. For some reason, it directed me to that, and I got into this collection of fishing challenge shows, and I really got into one guy who is trying to refurbish and restore a houseboat. And I mean, the idea of a houseboat always amazes me, but I'm allergic to fish, so I would not, and I enjoyed fishing. I've fished before, but I'm allergic to fish, so everything for me was catch and release. But for some reason, I just got enamored on this guy rebuilding his show. I'm gonna send it through a DM so you can read it on stream. Okay, sure, cool. But yeah, the guy's building or rebuilding this freaking houseboat, and I mean, man, did this guy get a lemon that he is turning into lemonade. Goes to show sometimes you're gonna get crap in the world. And this guy got this thing that was like completely termite infested. It had freaking rot. I mean, the fact that it's still going to have a structural ability to float will amaze me. It's not done. They're still working on it. But, I mean, watching him slowly do this, because he only does reports on it like once a month. But watching him do this is like kind of really amazing. And then that led to some people who did homemade submarines, which is a death sentence in my opinion. And it's both times I've seen homemade submarine videos, people their subs sunk, or were sinking. It wasn't a good idea. So let me see here, Justin. You put up here. Do you want me to read it on stream? All right. There is, but you can read it on stream. Oh, but I can read it. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. Inspired. Okay. But it's inspired by a comic. Actually, we did an artwork with the comic. But yeah, okay, yeah, I got you. But yeah, it's weird. I mean, I watched the Mr. Beast. Damn, I think I talked about this last stream. Last Saturday, I watched the Mr. Beast candy video, where people went after the chocolate that Mr. Beast released and whatnot. I'm okay with Mr. Beast. I'm not hateful on the guy. I mean, he seems like a nice guy. I knew from the start that the candy video was fake. The candy video was fake. I mean, not. I don't know if it was fake for the people, but the setup was fake. For it. And I mean, I guess that's what you get with YouTube. You get people doing it. You get them to go through and do, you know, you catch them with a spoof, or trigger them with some sort of things with their thumbnails. I mean, we're doing it today. We're triggering, will people come to this with it saying it's too hot for Twitch, even though it'll be on Twitch stream. I'm trying to remember. Phishing, basically. People into watching your video. I don't know why. Clickbaiting, that's it. So I'm trying to get better with clickbaiting, on my own. Which is why we kind of do things. This story time stream this week, I wanted a really weird anime story. Look for us to do just some thought to be weird anime streams. They weren't really that weird. They were kind of normal, in my sense. Especially the Sailor Moon one kind of caught me by surprise. If you tune into that one, we went with a theme, but we're also going with a theme of whenever we do that to do a Spy Family story as well. Which I think out of all of them, the best was the Spy Family story. But we did a Sailor Moon and we did a Magical Madoka story as well. Magical Madoka was amusing. I did enjoy it. It was basically what would happen if it was if QB went after adults instead of kids in that series, and it came out pretty interesting. Amusing. It went the way I thought it would, which was the adult basically says, I'm not as dumb as you think I am. With QB, and told him to kick dirt. But then we found one who was dumb. So I mean, it's gonna happen. So I mean, it was an interesting one to cover. Let's see. I'm trying to see her face so I can draw it a bit. Make sure I'm on point. Even though I'm drawing her upside down. I've watched a couple other unique videos this week. A lot of... I really don't understand it. A lot of videos on... Do you remember Venture Brothers? And it's like, yeah. It was hilarious. One of the best shows on Adult Swim for years. And so it's like, why is this a thing, and why are you making it sound like no one heard of this series? It's like, do you remember Seinfeld? Which my streams have been full of Seinfeld episodes for some reason through YouTube, or my YouTube has been full of Seinfeld episodes coming up for some reason. I don't know why. I love Seinfeld, but I have it on DVD. I don't need to, submit to watching it on stream. I can watch it whenever I want. I'm gonna send it through DM this stream. Did something cut off? Nope, nothing's cut off there. Okay, still going. Alright, I was wondering if it cut off there. Okay, YouTube's at least coming through today. I need to find out what's going on with my YouTube comments not showing up on part of my streams. It's showing up on this stream. And I think it shows up on Storytime. We don't get many views on Storytime, but I think it works there. But it doesn't seem to work for our... or it works on and off for our video game streams. And yesterday was one of those odd points where it's like, I wish people could see this, but people can't see that comment because it's not coming through. And it's part of the mess I have to deal with Streamlabs, because they set up for multi-platform, but they kind of screw around with the multi-platform, making it hard to work at times. Alright. I like Streamlabs, though. They're I've not seen too many people. I know a lot of people try different things. With our Animazement reviews, I don't run it, like I said. Someone else does. And we run it through a stream sort of Zoom call meeting thing, which doesn't seem, in my opinion, does not work very well. Or it's very kind of annoying. I would love to play a group game. Maybe I can set this up at some point. Well, the Ninja Turtles game is coming out. And I mean, they shocked everyone saying, you know, hey, yeah, this game's coming out next week. So it's like, okay, I'm interested in playing that new Ninja Turtles game. I would be happy to play with a bunch of other people. It is a 6-player game. I need to get people to join in for the stream to do that. But it will be taking me back to my classic roots of playing in the arcade. And I commented on this when someone posted this on Facebook, that they posted a picture of the X-Men game from the 90s, 80s, 90s. And they said, you know, I spent, you know, so many dollars in there. It's like, please, I spent way more than that. I remember the X-Men game being one of those games that I paid a ton, and I'll still pay a ton if I see it in an arcade place. I'll go and play it. And I can hear that game in my head. I can hear Colossus scream. I can hear, you know, what was the line? Professor Xavier, help! It's like Kitty Pryde screaming, Professor Xavier, help. And, no one can move the blob. It's another one that's stuck in my head from that game. It's such a classic arcade game that was so hip because it was a 6-player game. And I loved it to death. And I know in that game, I almost always played Dazzler. I don't know why, but I almost always played Dazzler in that game. Everybody else would play, like, you know, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, or Wolverine, or Storm, or Colossus, because you always heard the roar of Colossus in that game. I always played Dazzler. I wasn't a huge Dazzler fan, but in that game, she had a massive power. And I liked it. Plus, you know, she looked good. She looked better than, I'll say it, she looked better than that Sprite did. The Storm Sprite did not look good, in my opinion. And it was weird because it was also a mixture of the 90s X-Men with the 80s to 70s plot line. So it was just weird that it played out that way, because it had a brunette, a long-haired brunette, Kitty Pryde, that was curly, and Kitty's almost always been long brown, as I remember, long dark brown, and this was more of like a light brown in the game. It was supposed to be Kitty, because they say it's Kitty Pryde in the game. I guess it was probably at one point supposed to probably be Jean, but they were doing so much with Jean Grey back at that time, it was kind of weird to hold on to Jean at all. Um, and I mean, at the same time, you had the 90s X-Men show come on, and people are like, well, Dazzler didn't really appear in that show. She had like I think a slight appearance in the show. Same with Nightcrawler, had a slight appearance in the show. Um, they brought them in more, when we did X-Men Evolution, which we kind of talked about not last week, 2 weeks ago, when we did the Kitty Pryde at that point. But yeah, I mean, it's a game that I loved and would still play to this day. And so was the same with Turtles in Time. Turtles in Time was a 4-player game, whereas the X-Men was a 6-player game. But I remember putting coins after coins in that Turtles in Time game. So goddamn much. And everybody wanted to play either Mikey or Raph or Don. No one wanted to play Leonardo. Well, I never played Leonardo. I always wanted to play Don. I was always a Don fan. I liked the smart guy in the series. At the time, they were all kind of wisecrackers. I mean, the original Ninja Turtles cartoon, they were all wisecrackers. Raph didn't get his attitude going until later in the series. Actually, until the movies, the live-action movies, is when he got his attitude. Leonardo, I mean, he was always the leader, so I mean, he always had that kind of douchebag personality leader. I don't know why always characters in the 90s, all the leader characters had to be douchebags. I don't know why. But Leonardo was my favorite. Sorry if I'm trashing your fave. I always kind of felt him and Cyclops had the same sort of personality that was the arrogant leader, and that arrogant leadership. And I mean, it's part of the reason I think Cyclops is the most hated X-Men. That and the fact that he killed Xavier in one comic series, or in one comic run. It's canonically that he killed Xavier, even though Xavier's back since he killed him. But it's canonic that now Cyclops has done that crap. But it was interesting in the comic that you had Magneto around. The one to kill Xavier was Cyclops. And it's like, seriously? Probably it was the whole 90s edge. It was the 90s edge thing. It was the edge lord nonsense. That your leader had to be that emo edge lord. Nonsense. None taken. Yeah, good. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the Turtles really didn't get their personality until the live action movies, so that really didn't even occur. Leonardo didn't start acting douchey so much until the live action. He had a little bit of, less humor than the rest, as I recall, from the original TV series. But, I mean, the original TV series was very, very kiddie, in a sense, that, compared to the comic. the comic was dark, and there was humor, but there wasn't much humor. It was very dark and gritty, and they turned it into a kids show. But I mean, they turned RoboCop into a kids show, and we talked about that series last week. And I am not going to return to what I said multiple times last week. I think the best Leonardo was the one from 2012. I'm trying to remember the one from 2012. Was that the Four Kids one, or was that when Nickelodeon first took over? Because Nickelodeon kind of basically owns the Turtles now, which means Viacom owns them. For the most part. Well, I mean, Viacom always kind of owned them, I guess, because CBS did the Turtle series. Back when they had Saturday morning cartoons. Well, in the comics, I think they were all angry ones. Just one seemed less angry than the others. Mikey always seemed less angry than the others. Mikey was always that party dude. Personality. I mean, we kind of always got that with Mikey. But then Mikey's the less serious of them all. And Don was always the smart one. So, I mean, we always had Don as the smart one. Was it the live action movie or the CGI one with Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I'm trying to remember her main name, her actual name. Let's pull up her so I can draw the colors of her skin. Or put in the proper color scheme. Unpopular opinion. I think 2012 and 2018 are my favorite versions of the cartoon. I have not watched the 2018. I can vouch for that one. I can state that. I heard a lot of good things about the 2018 one. I just have not seen it. I don't remember the 2012 one. I'd actually have to go and look and see which Turtles came out what time. I feel the Michael Bay ones weren't bad, but they weren't good either. I mean, it's Michael Bay. I'm not going to give him too much credit. But I do feel his series was not terrible. He, of course, gave credit to, more of the Angsty Wrath. Everybody gives credit to Angsty Wrath. But, I'd like to see it. I feel this new or the video game is a little bit based off the new series, but mixed in with the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV series, which the original games are based off of. Alright, we got an opening on that hair. But yeah, back to the point, I'd love to play that on a stream if I can get 6 players. That would be the key. And the thing is it's gonna be a lag to hell. If you get up to 6 players, I imagine it lag. One person would keep cutting off or something like that. I imagine that would be happening. But it looks fun as hell. And I agree with Angry Joe on it. It's coming out. It's almost a 10 out of 10 just with it announced coming out. It's a classic arcade fighter. The Bay Turtles weren't bad. The only one, viewing my opinion, I feel April had way too much to do. Yeah. I mean, if you do April O'Neil badly, you're not gonna get, a decent Turtles, in my opinion. Because April's the human introduction to the Turtles. So if you don't do April properly, you're gonna be messing up with the Turtles. I think you can change around Splinter because everybody's kind of changed Splinter's backstory. from story to story. So that's not unusual. What is kind of unusual is more like, I mean, same with Casey Jones. We kind of get Casey. Danny Deadbeat. Oh my god, you Pog. I'm Pog! Why am I so Pog? talking about the Ninja Turtles? Or the art? Ah. Let's see here. Let's get our skin for her up here. We'll do... Ah. Good to see that Danny D chiming in on Twitch, the very platform we've been talking that would not allow this game to be played. The character of the game be played. So this is the only way we're able to do this. Jax Blade did very cool video reviewing all the Turtles cartoons. I'll send you a link. Yeah, definitely send me a link. I'd love to check out all the Turtles videos, because yeah, I know I missed several, and some of them were good, some of them were bad. I think the 4Kids one, the first one, because I know there are like two that the 4Kids did, were decent. I think the first one was decent. The second one, when they started crossing dimensions, it was like, really? Like, really? Like, really? We're doing that now? But, I mean, I guess the original Turtles did it too. But you didn't have Krang in it. And honestly, if you don't do Krang in a dimension hopping, I have no love for you. Having a brain in a stupid human body, I mean, that was the funny part of it. And I have to give Michael Bay respect. He did it in the second movie. He did it in the second movie. We got Kang. No, the Turtles incel chuds comparing the Chad to Battletoads. Oh, no, absolutely, Battletoads. I mean, Battletoads is a great game. I've not watched the series. I need to sit down and watch the series. Battletoads is the impossible game. Although I'll say that also about the original Ninja Turtles video game. The one on the NES. The original. Because I had that game. You could not beat that game without cheating. There was no way to do it without cheating. The 4Kids one is good for the first 4 seasons. Yeah, I mean, it was decent. But yeah, I remember that original. I remember that by heart. I always dying, drowning on those damn freaking bomb mission with the original Ninja Turtles game, which sucked. But I mean, so did the freaking Ghostbusters game. I think both of them were done by was it THQ that did them? I think so. And they just did not give a crap about the original content and what meant to be. They wanted to do the most impossible thing you could do in the game. I probably should do a stream of nothing but old NES classics of my past for video games and how much they sucked to play. How hard they were. I think everyone used Donatello to beat the game, though. Yeah, I mean, Donatello was the only one in that game that you could beat the game, because he had the reach. Everybody else, I mean, you had no hope with Raph. Raph had no reach in that game. And that really, really sucked. Because in that game, reach was everything that you needed. Mikey, maybe, but Leonardo and Raph sucked, but Raph really sucked. Uh, but yeah, I've never beaten that game without cheating. I've had to use the Game Genie and on that game to beat that damn freaking bomb mission. It's Angry Video Game Nerd did a review of both that and the Ghostbusters game, and yeah, he's right to be as pissed as he was about them. They sucked. They absolutely freaking sucked. Turtles in Time is an awesome game, and that's why I'm loving this Turtles game coming out. But every freaking, you know, game before it really, really sucked. I mean, afterwards they tried to just repeat the Turtles in Time. Yeah, Raph was the worst. Like I said, Raph was absolutely the worst. He had no reach. The enemies had to be right on him for him to hit, and he'd get hit immediately. And they did not think that game through at all. I don't think Leo was bad because he had the katanas, but he had no up to it. You could go up with Mikey, you could go up with Don, but the up with the katana was so bad that I remember that it just sucked to play Leo. And all those enemies that you'd get above you that would kill you if you didn't use the up button. Oh my god. But yeah, back to Battletoads. I mean, Battletoads, god. The jumping missions. Any of the missions that you had to ride something with the Battletoads. Oh my god, were horrible. You wouldn't see the object before you had to be jumping for it. Oh my god. That was such a pain in the ass. Still love the game, and I loved the villain of Battletoads, the female villain. She had a really nice look, and the fact that it was a female against males kind of like made me go, hey, this is, a badass woman. She can take on 3 of these guys. So yeah, I mean, we had badass characters. I mean, yeah, April wasn't much of a badass in the past. I wanted an April O'Neil doll. I mean, given I'm trans, and April is one of those characters for me to kind of look up to in the past as a female role. But I wanted that April O'Neil doll. My parents couldn't find one. It was so hard to find one because they either didn't sell or people kept getting them to have. I don't know why, but I mean, I guess it was the yellow jumpsuit. There's something about that April O'Neil, that yellow jumpsuit April O'Neil from the original cartoon that gets guys. I mean, it's just like the what was her name? The Miss Bellum in Powerpuff Girls. I think the developers of Stockholm Syndrome Battletoads always had one of those toads captured. The Donkey Kong. Yeah. It's pretty much it. It's the only way they were able to explain a 2-player game in a Super Nintendo when you had Turtles in Time was to do the one of them's captured. Because you didn't really get 4-player games for years at home. Even though Turtles in Time was a 4-player game, when they did the home version, it wasn't. It was only a 2-player. Dark Queen, she was awesome. Yeah, she was awesome. The Dark Queen was freaking awesome. I love the idea of, having a powerful character. And, you've got to respect a female that kept up with superhero villain, and to be a villain even more. I mean, hell. I heard the podcast with Kevin Eastman. They didn't make April O'Neil figures because target audience was for boys. That's probably why then. Okay, they had a few. I know they had. I know it existed, and it's one of the rare figures to get these days. But yeah, I wanted an April O'Neil figure. That was basically my Barbie until the Sailor Moon dolls came out. And I have all of the Sailor Moon dolls, if you're wondering. Yes, I do. All of the original American release of the Sailor Moon dolls. I have to say the American release because they do have the Outer Sensei in Canada. Because I saw them. I just didn't have the money for them when I was in Canada one year. But yeah, I didn't have a girl's doll until then. And then a few years later, a friend of mine, for my birthday, got me a Barbie doll. It was my first and still my only Barbie doll that I own. I still have her. I have My Little Pony doll. My Little Ponies as well. It's the closest thing I had to a girl's toy was Cabbage Patch Kid. As growing up. Because everybody had a Cabbage Patch Kid when I grew up. Everybody had them. It was the top toy of that year. And everybody had to have one. As they even did a spoof on Saturday Night Live about them. Which is probably one of my favorite Eddie Murphy spoofs. Of all time. Which is the Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood Cabbage Patch doll. Back when Saturday Night Live was actually good. Okay. Well, we are about an hour in. We are going to do the rest of her. Let's see. I don't know what I was always connected with a lot of female characters. Plenty of male characters, though, because they were rare. I think it was a rarity. I really do. I think it was such a rarity to have a female character on the series. It was almost always guys. I mean, I think back to G.I. Joe, they only had, in its entirety run, I think 4 females of the Joe's side and like 2 on the Cobra's side. And all, maybe 3. I could be rethinking, but I remember they added more literally to add because they were seeing the audience that actually there were girls watching those shows, and it's interesting to see that people look back and they're like, oh, I remember this character. I remember this character. I mean, the 3 on G.I. Joe you always remember are Baroness, Lady Kit J, and Scarlet. I can remember those 3 because you're talking my childhood. Same with He-Man and She-Ra. We had the She-Ra reboot. I know I'm probably going to piss off some people here. I did not like the She-Ra reboot. I was one of those anti She-Ra reboot because it looked bad. It looked bad, and I will stand by it. It looked bad. It still looks bad to this day. The He-Man reboot that Kevin has done is decent looking, but it's not a good show. It's rare to have a female character who wasn't a prize or a hero. Exactly. And in Ninja Turtles, we never. The closest relationship April had was Casey. And Casey was a freaking nutcase. And he's still a freaking nutcase. I mean, I've seen things where they team him up with they team her up with the turtles, but I mean, yeah, no. April and the turtles were not that kind of relationship, in my opinion. But then you also have, the live action TV show from Fox that was, you had Venus de Milo, who's finally reappearing in the comics, from what I hear, as of late, as your female turtle. She was okay, but yeah, I agree. The fact that she had magic was stupid. I mean, that's kind of the go-to for female characters. Is to give them magic to be more powerful. I mean, I think that's probably what Baroness is so loved. And she's a badass, and she didn't need magic. She just was like a badass. He was an evil badass that people loved. And I'm not doing this umbrella any justice, am I? Yes, this is supposed to be an umbrella or a parasol for freaking thing. Let's do. I do not like the way it looks. I do not like it, Sam. I do not like it. Yes, I did a freaking green eggs and ham reference. Don't ask me why. Maybe it was stuck in my head. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see something good. I'm trying to stay away from talking about new stuff coming out. I agree with Glass Reflection. This is something I'll talk about. I agree with Glass Reflection with Netflix doing something with One Piece this week. Where they showed the ships in making. Now, I get why Netflix did it. I really do. One of the reasons they did it is because it's been leaked. A lot of that information they released is artwork that was already leaked, or images of the ships that was already leaked. So it was Netflix kind of covering their ass. That they didn't want to, not play into the leaks. But at the same time, I agree with Glass Reflection is, if you got a show, and it's not done with the show, it's still in the making, shut up about the show. Let us find out about the show when the show is on. And I feel that a lot of shows, especially going back to saying the He-Man, the She-Ra that have recently come out with Netflix, their problems is they didn't shut up about them and let them come out. So it pissed off an audience before they came out. And caused controversy before they came out. Now, I mean, you can have your reasonings for why you love it, why you hate it. My reason I hate it is the art sucked on, like I said, a lot of people praise the recent She-Ra. I hated it. It looked bad. And I feel the same with the He-Man. I love the He-Man's look. Let's put it this way. I love the new He-Man's look. The story sucks. As much as I love Kevin Smith as a director, he sucks at making TV shows. He's a decent comic book writer, and okay, or a good director at times, but he sucks at cartoon shows. Right ahead, let's see, no. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that. If someone wants to, chew me out for that, then so be it. Because I know there's a huge following of freaking She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. I don't care. I watched the show for one season. I hated every freaking minute of it. I really did. And I never returned. Same with the He-Man. I gave it an entire season. I hated it. And I never returned. And those were shows from my childhood. So, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have some biases on that. And yeah, you can say, oh, well, they're built to sell toys. All cartoons are built to sell toys or sell something. Anime's built to sell stuff. It's built to sell a manga. It's built to sell a comic. Um, it's if you say, oh, it's not meant for you, it was meant for, this or that, I'm of the demographic in some sense that people say it's for. I didn't appreciate it. It was crap. Um, when you put together a cheesy, bad, story-driven show that doesn't have very good looks and poor animation, I'm not gonna like it. I mean, it's the same with, and I'll be the same with original stuff. I mean, that's the case with, freaking, what was it, on Crunchyroll that they did, the original they did. Freaking, yeah. Oh, High Guardian Spice. It was crap. I'm sorry. It was a crappy Tumblr comic, and I can say it's a crappy Tumblr comic because I've read the comic. And yeah, it was not good. The show really, really sucked, and it showed in technique that it really, really sucked. And that's the case for quite a lot, sadly, these days, of American cartoons. So I'm kind of amazed that Netflix is going the way they are. Well, I'm not amazed. I'm kind of proud that Netflix is going, we're not going to keep doing this crap because it's not making money. And Netflix, at least pretty much this latest announcement of weeks, because it was a week of them announcing most of their shows coming up, basically said, we're not going to keep doing that with some of these cartoon shows. They suck. We're not going to do it. They don't make money. They're just money sucks. And we're not going to keep selling out to something that's not going to, grab an audience. Now, whether or not they hold it to it on a lot of things, we'll find out. But what they revealed of One Piece was the ships. I knew about the ships for a while. They look good. I am a bit worried because they have a goat head on the Mary. But I think it's supposed to be Mary pre-Straw Hat game. I don't remember if it had a goat head. I'll have to reread the manga if it had a goat head to begin with. But I know that there's been images of the change to the traditional sheep head that was on the Mary. The Baratier looks wonderful. I understand, certain reasons why they wouldn't do an exact duplicate layout of the anime/manga of the Baratier, but it looks good. Shank's ship, Alvida's ships, all look good. I'm gonna give them credit, They're not doing these CGI. These are not CGI ships. These are, built ships. They've been building these out in South America, and they've been leaking these ships. These ships have been leaking, which is why I feel they had to do this coverage of them. Because, yeah, you can't hide, an 120-foot ship from the public's eye and be like, oh, no, that doesn't have anything to do with One Piece. No. A multi-billion-dollar series that we're going to be putting on to Netflix. No. And for people to note, it is a series. It is not a movie. This is not like, oh, we're going to have 1 or 2, hours of a movie. No, this is a full-on TV series that they're doing. Will it be interesting? Yes, I still have doubts about, some of the CGI that they're going to have to do, especially with Luffy's powers. Am I going to tune in? Yeah, I'll tune in. I'll give them the season run. That's what I typically do with Netflix shows. I'll give them the season. to win me over. I did it with Cowboy Bebop. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I believe we've talked about it on stream. Um, it was crap. They did not follow any concept of the original series. They mistreated characters, really ruined one of the best trans characters in all history of trans characters, and made them a very much a stereotype. And that's one of the things that really ticked me off was they really ruined Grimm. They ruined Annie. They made it into a freaking piece that was just annoying and not traditional of the show. Yet people are like, "Oh, I love the series." No, you didn't. You're loving the hate of the series. You want to disagree with because you have a thing to go against whatever people disagree with. And I mean that's probably a thing. I mean they're talking about the Obi-Wan series. I do not have Disney Plus anymore. I don't know. I do know what's going on with the Obi-Wan series. I gave up on Star Wars a while ago. I enjoyed Mandalorian. It hasn't really come back. That would be the only reason I would probably resubscribe to Disney Plus. But even that, I don't know if I will. Because I'm kind of like, is it going to be something I really want to watch enough to pay, the exorbitant amount of money to watch? And possibility, no. The possibility in the future for that is going to be no. Because Disney's costly, and I need more than one thing to watch on a program to really, or a stream to really want to keep with the stream. And so, I mean, Disney Plus, you don't really offer much. And people be like, oh, well, you can do the Hulu program. We're going to be doing a series for anime review in July that is on Hulu. I'm not going to be watching Hulu. I don't see the point in paying for commercials. And I know Netflix is talking about doing that. That'll tick me off of Netflix. I do not want to be paying for commercials. You can advertise in the show. I mean, that's fine. But, advertising a bunch of products that I have to sit through a stupid advertisement for something when I pay you to watch your programming is something I've never really approved of. And that's been the case since, before internet, well, I mean, not before internet, because I've technically been alive as long as the internet's been alive. Barely been alive since then. But I mean, since cable, paid cable TV. I mean, it's not something I'm going to be wanting to pay for. And I think that's pretty much a common belief of people. You don't want to be paying for something that you're already getting, I turned off people from my rant here. Lovely. Let's see. Let's do some more with the background here. All of it's on this layer. We need to do some layers below. Alright, we're gonna do, this is gonna be a beach, but I kind of want to do water here, so we're gonna do horizon there. I know it's really hard to see when I do these kind of things, but trust me, I'm doing something that'll be nice and impressive when it happens. Loving it so far. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's add a white as being an umbrella being the kind of beach umbrella, I don't know if you guys had one. But every time I've gone to the beach and we used umbrella, it's always that stupid metal white pole that you had to fight with. That always never seemed to really want to stay up, or if it stayed up, it flew away. And I mean, God, that brings back a horror story. Not horror story in the sense of the horror, but a horror story is something that really happened to someone I worked with. A woman I worked with briefly for about a few weeks at a call center not too far from here, died due to an umbrella flying off and hitting her straight in the chest and killed her. It happens. I'm actually gonna erase that freaking one in the middle. I don't like it being there, and it doesn't make sense why it's there. Yeah, she died. Someone I worked, because we were in groups in the call center, and she was in my group. And weeks later, after she stopped working with us, she got hit by an umbrella on, I believe it was not Memorial Day. It was Labor Day weekend. It was on Labor Day weekend, and no, actually, it wasn't Labor Day. It was Memorial Day weekend. It was Memorial Day weekend. The start of the beach, and wind picked up, grabbed a parasol from around there, flew off, hit her in the chest, and killed her. And it goes to show, death is out there. It will find you. It's, that moment of, final destination moment, I guess, that people like to bring up every now and then. It's that concept. You never know when you're gonna get kicked the bucket, and in their case, we sadly lost her when she went to go have fun at the beach for a summer. You know, it happens. I miss her, and really feel sorry for her family. But I haven't seen her. I didn't see her at that point for probably 4 months, so I hadn't remembered her until everybody else at work was like, "You remember so and so? Yeah, she was the one that died at the beach." It's like, what? Because everybody was talking. It was like, hey, is the talk of the season. Okay, let's see. We got our beach umbrella. I'm gonna do a sandcastle, but I want to do that differently. Let's see. Do a purple cooler. And it's gonna have that off-white. A little bit of off-white there. Gray there. And let's add a little bit of green. We'll do a pattern with that beach towel. Actually, let's do a pattern. Something that's stand out a little bit, maybe. Alright. Where'd it go? Why am I not seeing it? Okay, there it is. Alright. Edit. Transform. Retransform. No, don't like that. Okay, let's do it this way. There. Form. Retransform. Let's take you here. Down. Fly, yes. Now we'll reselect. Click invert. Okay. And let's do a shadow overcast. From where the umbrella is. Maybe, let's see here. Let's do something like here. No, hold on a second. Maybe something here. There we go. Well, still out of the umbrella. Something here. Okay. Close that in. Bring the shadow down. Select, reselect. This time we're just going to erase around the cooler. If best we can. Okay. Let's make the water actually look like water. We've of course done water before here on our stream. We've done it a few times. We want a watercolor brush. Do watery. And water, I mean, while people do blue water, it tends to be aqua green, this aqua green to clear to, you know, whatever color you're doing. It's not a straight blue. And it's important to remember that because it's not, when you do it, it's going to have a little bit of a reflective surface, but it's also going to have the colors, the way they come in from the atmosphere. Green and purple are going to be some of those colors that get dissolved by water in the light spectrum. So water's always going to have sort of a greenish, purplish hue, depending on what time of day it is. When you kind of paint it, maybe a silvery, something like that. Now, if you're doing, you know, on planet, you know, you're doing something off the world, then maybe, you know, doing something a little bit more of a different color, like a red sea or something like that. That'll work. Going back to 80s cartoons, 80s, 90s cartoons, one of the best cartoons that only got one season. Pirates of Dark Water, man. Would love to see that come back. That is never coming back. I don't think most people even knew it existed. Great show. Great show. Was awesome and definitely was one of those times it was like, this is, you know, on television? I mean, if you were an anime fan, you probably would have loved that series. Because it had that sort of anime look. Back in that time. Great show. And hey, I mean, yeah, those of you watching, or those of you watching this later, you know, have you heard of Pirates of Dark Water? You know, shout it out in the comments. Yeah, and be like, hey, yeah, I love that show. But, yeah. It's one of those series that's, like, lost to time, sadly, I feel. It's a real shame, too. And it is a great show. Kind of He-Man-esque a little bit. But I mean, it had an amazing plot and had a badass villain ship. Oh my god, that thing gave you nightmares. Because it was an all-bone ship. And it's like, oh, we haven't even seen anything like that creepy from the freaking Pirates movies. Come on. Ugh. One Piece hasn't even done something that creepy. And I'd love to see a One Piece bone ship, but it doesn't exist in the series. Ah, I'd love to see that. We're just gonna be doing a couple different tones to the sand, to the color of the sand, just kind of giving grains. We'll do another shadow under our character. And actually, we'll bring that in a little bit. So we're gonna bring the lighter. That's something else to keep in mind. Think of where the water, especially if you're doing a beach, a wave. Keep in mind the darker sand is going to be closer to the water. The lighter sand is the further from the water. So unless you're doing a black sand beach, which even then it's still the case, the darker sand is going to be towards the water. So if you're drawing something that has water, the dark sand's going to go to that water to give that sense of realism. That's just the way it goes, right? Let's do a little bit of a shadow for our main character. We'll just do a little bit here, and I'll do a little bit under the cooler as well, but we're going to do freelance these. So let's see here. There, and then just do a little bit for the cooler. I'm going to see if I can put this actually underneath. It's at a 38. We'll do one underneath. There we go. And because I'm doing this, because I'm sort of showing the sun is going to be in this picture, we're going to actually do the sun. Okay, that's water. So let's do the sun here. And why is it not showing? Oh, I know why. Because we got it selected. Alright. We're just going to do a far off sun here. Little bit of yellow coming off of it. Not much. We're just going to do some airbrush off the yellow. Let's see here. A little bit of soft. Going real small. Really make that sun look sort of hot. By having it mostly white. And what we're going to do with the yellow is we're going to add glow dodge actually. Well, that works, I guess. We'll just soften that sunlight. Really powerful sunlight. There we go. And then we had some nice clouds that we came across the other day. I think it was in our cloud brush down here. Wasn't that one. It's not that one. I won't want that one. I think it was. No, it's not that one either. Maybe it was. No, it wasn't. Whitewash. Maybe it was this one. What we did. I want to just really lightly do some like low haze clouds. That's sort of the concept, but even lighter than that. And let's do this here. Let's do this on a. Okay. Something like this. There's a little bit of a hazy cloud situation. You can even probably increase the brush shape here. going across slowly now. Um, let's see here. Let's add... Let's see, what do we want to do here? I'm trying to think of anything else I want to really add here. And it is last 20 minutes. Like I said, we're not going to be doing anything Demon Blade, but we are going to do something else. We're going to be showing the Bakery Girls, because we're going to go over the Bakery Girls, since we're like, hey, we got HuniePop here, which we can't play on Twitch, as we acknowledged today. Somewhat featured. Shout out to the guys who made HuniePop and HuniePop 2. You know, hey, we got friends and you love your games. You know, keep making them. Keep making them. Not sponsored by them, but hey, you know, check out the games. They're really, really good from what I understand. I get a lot of requests from the girls. So, yeah, keep making those hot girls, I guess. HuniePop. Let's add a little bit of color. I'm going to try and do, since the color's the same as the eye, I'm going to do some of the same with the eye for the darken of the color of the character. Add a little bit of more to the character than just the masking suit being all them. So let's add a little bit to them. And we'll do something with their face. Give them some shadow, so. Let's see here. Let's go there. Facial shadow. There we go. Alright. I think we did pretty good for this. Yeah, I mean, I want to thank Mad Duck for, you know, well, actually, there's one more thing I want to do, actually. She doesn't have the cutoff shorts, but I'm giving her cutoff shorts because it's the beach. And I wear cutoff shorts at the beach. They're great. If you've never worn a pair of cutoff shorts, you don't know what you're missing. They're fun. But yeah, they're a mess at times. We're gonna add a little texture to it, so we can give a little texture to this series, or to this stream, or image. So a little more texture than just the sand, which had a little bit of a texture. So what I did is I add a little bit of a light, add a little bit of a dark, but we're just gonna kind of come in here. Let's do a little bit of stippling on the shorts. Do a little bit of the same with the white. A little bit of stippling. A little stippling goes a long way in a drawing. Actually, I see one spot I need to fix. Let's go dark. Select, deselect. There we go. Alright, yeah. I think we're pretty much done here with our drawing today from Mad Duck. We'll come back to it right before we do the closeout of the stream. Let's look at, like I said, I'm going to go through our Bakery Girls. Since we're talking about the HuniePop Girls, I'm going to go through the Bakery Girls I've been working on with Cooking Dojo, with Justin. And I mean, hey, if there's a girl that you guys like of these requests, you know, hey, shout it out. You know, which of these girls do you prefer? First one here is Ariata, which is the strawberry. She's a poofy, sort of lovable girl with a special strawberry katana that we did. Then we have, let's see here. Trying to go through some of the ones we've got set up. Okay, this is one of the ones we were talking about. This is Haru. She's the blackberry. Like I said, the goth girl. She's got a lot of people like her because of her design. She's got a little bit of a black strip. No bra. Mesh shirt, no bra. One of those interesting designs. Even got her goth-like katana going with a small blackberry charm on it. One of my favorite designs of weapons to do. Habiki the butter. This is literally butter. She's got a butter knife katana. Come on. Who doesn't like the idea of a butter knife katana? It was a unique design. I had to really come up with how to design a butter knife katana. It was interesting. This was, I think, the latest one we did, or one of the latest ones, which was Hina the lemon. So we got her. Design. Keep going through some of these. Inari, which I forget which one she's supposed to be Dango. So rice dango, very Japanese treat. Even though I think her culture is supposed to be her culture is Filipino. So we gave her two different katanas, one red and one green, with a dango charm on the red one. Let's see here. Julie and Kathleen and Kelly are not part of it, but Kodo is. Alright, Kodo, our India girl, our girl from India who has mango. She represents mango. So she's got more of the most unusual look there. With, I say, the Jamaican flag, tanta, or tantos, but, hey, I mean, they work. They work. Let's see here. And of course, here's one of the other ones that I liked. It didn't go over so well. Raspberry. So this was Kumukio, who was raspberry. We gave her blue and red raspberry. Hint on the blue, so we gave her two different colors to pose, both katana, so she's a dual wielder, similar design. Then we'll get to the most popular one right after, which is Kyoko. This is, as we said, probably the most popular design. Kyoko the blueberry. Her purple. I mean, she's very much Twilight Sparkle. The samurai version of Twilight Sparkle. When I was asked to do the hair with the streak, I was like, we're doing Twilight Sparkle. It's flat out Twilight Sparkle. And let's see here. Liberty Bell, none of those. One of the more unique weapons, Milk. Megami, the milkmaid, version of the group, with her giant turn spoon. Definitely one that took a little bit of time to put together an idea and do. I think is Justin report when they described them to me, she was going to be the oldest member of the team, and look to be the oldest member of the team. So when we were going through and doing her design, we came up with that lookup for her. The Minako is the next one. Who's Apple? The more childlike character. Sort of, bright and happy and cheery, but at the same time a little bit of an attitude. I wanted to give her a bow staff, or we gave her a bow staff, but I wanted to make it a little bit unique, so I did the sort of ribbon on top of the bow staff for her. Made her sort of a bit monkey-like in her appearance because, when I thought of apples, for some reason I thought of monkeys, which love apples, despite the concept that monkeys only love bananas. Monkeys love apples. Let's see here. Nari's not one to be done. I think the next one is Ray here. Okay, here it is, the finished one. Okay. Next we got Ray, who's sort of the big sister grape representation here. We wanted to do a unique, what do you call it? Glaive sort of for her weapon. Give her more of that exotic adult type personality with Grape. Because Grape being wine and being all that, we wanted to give her more of an adult personality to her. I think one more. Okay, last one. We got Sayuri. The cherry. Yeah. Simple cherry katana. I'd love to see this as an actual katana be made. Cherry blossom handle or hilt. I'd love to actually see that be made. It has a slight pink hue to the blade. Yeah. Simple design. And if there is one of these bakery girls that you guys prefer over the rest, let us know. We're going to be doing more of them. Like Justin was saying, he sent me another one to do in a coming week. That is literally going to be our setup here. So I'll do another design in a week from now, but it'll be public in about 2 weeks. For our Patreon. So yeah, again, I want to pick some Patreon this time. Yeah, go to patreon.com/demonblade to become a member. And if you are a member of $5 and above, I believe, or actually it's probably $2 and above. If you're a member of that amount and above, you get to have a comic, a drawing, a, story, whatever you want done. You have to be a member for a month, but once you're a member a month, you get 1 page of that done. So definitely, that's something if you really want to be, support us, check out the Patreon. That's always good. But there's another way to support us, and that I have to do as our regular ad read, because I gotta thank our sponsor for the evening, who is Built Bar, as always. I just ordered from them. I missed out on one of my favorite flavors, which is the grasshopper cookie. So I'm actually getting 2 flavors I have not had yet. I'm getting what is called brownie batter flavor for the puffs. So I'm getting a brownie batter puff. And then I'm getting another flavor, I don't even remember what. It could be one of the granolas. Let me look at my order. I really don't even remember. What did I order from them? Let's see. You order. Okay, so yeah, I did get a granola bar. Okay, I got one of the granola bars, which is their newest product. I got the brownie puff, brownie batter puff, which is a new flavor that's currently out, but they'll be sold out soon. And I got some of the Built Boost pomegranate apple, which I actually love out of their regular flavors in the Built Boost. And I'm getting a free shaker out of it. So I mean, hey, yeah. Backhanded phone call. Hey, well, we went through them. I'll go back through them with you on the line. But yeah, check out Built Bar. They have wonderful products. Like I said, they just added the granola bar. I'm gonna be trying it. I'm gonna be trying the peanut butter granola bar. Who doesn't love peanut butter? Oh my god, chocolate and peanut butter at that. I mean, it's a freaking Reese's peanut butter cup, okay? But it's delicious. I'm sure. And the brownie batter, I have no doubt that marshmallow and chocolate, perfect combination. Which is what that is. So yeah, go to built.com. Use the promo code EmbryoArts. I used it on my order. You should use it too. You'll get deals on it on top of the deals that are already there on the site. So if you get a deal from them, say 15% off on your order, and then you add the Embryo Arts code on top of that, you get 25% off. Yes, you heard me. That much off. 25%. But you gotta use the promo code EmbryoArts to get 10% guaranteed off your order. And if you catch them at the right time, you might get more off. And you definitely want to catch them because they add new flavors each week. They are low calorie, low carb, high protein. Best replacements for protein bars because they taste amazing. And a great replacement for candy bars because they do not have the sugar count that are in candy bars. I'm actually probably going to have one after stream because I'm going to be doing some work after stream. But we're going to go back over the list a bit since Justin's here. I love the 2011 Thundercats reboot, but they gave it a crappy time slot. They tended to do that. They also did that with a decent He-Man reboot that they did a few years back. Like I said, now that Justin's here with me with Cooking Dojo, we'll go over his characters again. So we have Ariadne, the strawberry, from our Cooking Dojo, or from the Bakery Girl series, Samurai series. So we have sort of a Frenchy, frilly patterned samurai girl with a strawberry-themed katana, like the cherry one we saw earlier. It's got a bit of a pink blade hint. It's got the strawberry top. I just ate some strawberries myself today, a few moments ago. Delish. And it even carries the strawberry theme into the sheath going through. She's got a nice strawberry there. We got Haru. Like I said, it's one of the top characters that's loved. The dark concept for the Blackberry. Truly a goth girl. If ever we had a samurai goth girl, that would be her. I mean, there could be other ways. I might do a samurai goth girl and try and do something different next time. We got Hibiki the butter. Gave her sort of that milkmaid look with a giant butter knife katana. Quite a unique look. We have Hina the lemon with her size. Very, very appropriate for lemon to have something sharp and tangy because that acidity will hit you. We got Anari the dango. Very traditional Japanese look, but I think, yeah, she's Filipino as we got into it. So she's Filipino. Hina was supposed to be Mexican, yes. And of course, she's supposed to be from India, Kodo, with the mango tonfa here. Kamukio, our raspberry, which has a combination of regular raspberry, blue raspberry. Tomoko, who's the most popular out of them because she has that Twilight Sparkle look. A blueberry. Let's see here. Let's keep going down the list. Megumi the milk. A very sultrous milk here character. In fact, as you can see, here's a connection. Jessie's hair, so she's based off of a little bit of Jessie from HuniePop, taking us back to HuniePop. So yeah, a little bit based off of Jessie there. Minako, our sort of, so far, our most childlike version for Apple. You see your sweet and a sour version there. Ray, our representation of grapes. Very elegant, very refined. Although I didn't put the information in this one. I'll have to probably go back and do that. And Sayori, our representation of cherry. So she even has fancy stockings and whatnot. I believe she's supposed to be Russian. Yes, Sayori is supposed to be Russian. I forget what Ray is supposed to be. Japanese for Minako. Megami is French. Yoko is supposed to be... I don't think we have it. No, we do. French as well. With her. Japanese for the raspberries. Of course, we said India for mango. Filipino for dango. Mexican for lemon. Habiki's French as well, so that's our third French girl. American. Haru is American. Our Blackberry is American. Alright. And, Ariata is Russian, so that's our second Russian. 2 blonde Russians. Wow. Okay, so, I'm going to go back to our finished drawing for the day. Again, I want to thank MadDuck1009 for both subscribing and also... Well, oh, crap, I didn't even freaking go off to the freaking... I did all of this. Did all of that, and I didn't even go off the sponsor page. Alright. We're not going to go back over them. I'll go over them at a different point in time. Yeah. I want to thank MadDuck1009 for this. And I want to thank Cooking Dojo for joining in. Yeah. Leave a comment if you have something you want drawn, or if you want to shout out which girl of the bakery girls you liked that we did, or if you have a favorite girl from HuniePop. Hey, shout out which girl you want there. Or if there's a game you want us to play. There currently is a poll, like I said, on our DeviantArt page. If you go there, chat it out there. Thank you also to Danny Deet for chiming in on Twitch. And as always, I hope you all have a lovely evening, a lovely week, and